All right, what is up? Um, Update. Couple of things I'm gonna talk about real fast. First thing, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just a documentation of my trading journey. Do not take anything I say here as an indication to buy or sell anything. And I am intoxicated at the recording of this. Okay, that's out the way. One major thing, XRP. Yeah, Brad Garlinghouse is the CEO of Ripple XRP. Um, He was on Fox Business. Okay, I believe it was today, right? So he's like basically them and the SEC. Yes, they're good. They came to a conclusion to dismiss their lawsuit, and instead of paying 125 mil, it's just 50 mil. Okay, so yeah, if it sounds like, oh, I've heard this before, that's because they rumor it, but then you have to wait for them to actually do it. Okay, so I'm literally waiting for them to go ahead and dismiss the case, right? And then after that, I'm wanting to watch this company actually operate and do what they want to do, which is communicate with these banks, set stuff up, everything that they've been doing behind the scenes the entire time. Okay. Now, the main thing that you should notice from everything I just told you would be 50 million. The 50 million that they have to pay instead of 125, right? It's not just okay, you can pay us 50 million cash. They said you can pay us in XRP. Okay. So I'm going to say this the way that I'm hearing it in my head. The federal government said, yeah, you can give us $50 million or you can give us 50 million of your XRP. Okay. You can take what you want from that. This is what I'm going to take from that. One, you're going to take XRP as payment. Okay. So that's one thing. One is you want $50 million, right? You don't want to take something that you don't think is going to be equivalent to 50 mil. Okay. You want equivalent or greater, right? Two, where do you think that 50 million XRP that the government gets, if they choose to give that to them, if they choose to give them $50 million with XRP, or maybe it's just 10 mil, or maybe it's just 5 mil and the rest cash, who knows? You gotta sit and watch just like the rest of them. Okay, but dude, if you know what I mean, like, that's gonna go into, what's the name of that? One of the Trump's oh my god, I don't remember. Bitcoin Strategic Reserve, and then they had another one. Well, whatever. The other one, the other, not the Strategic Reserve where the Bitcoin goes, but where all the other coins that they said goes, and they said that they were going to see how they can either sell them to get value or maybe use them, stake them, or yada yada to see if they can make money for the federal government. Okay, that's where that will be going. Okay. Don't know. Here's my thing. I can't even give the numbers on it, but just listen. It's just a good thing. Okay, we're not going to speculate. We're not going to look too much into it. Just know the federal government basically said, "Yeah, we'll take XRP." So the federal government recognizes XRP enough to say it's at least worth a buck. Okay, a buck. They think it's worth greater than $1. Let's just keep it. Let's just keep it like that. But listen, that's a good problem. You gotta wait to see things unfold. Me in my head, they know that if they pick XRP, they can either use XRP however they want to use it. Two, the value of XRP, if it goes up drastically and you have $50 million worth, not going to float around a number, but you all have a calculator on your phone. You could do some math and see what would have to happen for XRP to take out at least half of the debt. I'm not saying it would. I'm just saying it's worth a look, or a quarter, or 10%. Any kind of divot into that 36, 38, whatever it's at now, probably $40 trillion deficit that we have. Debt that we have. Okay, that's the big move here. That's what the big Bermuda. Okay, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to put a big enough dent in that debt. And the reason is because you put a big enough dent in that debt, what are they going to start saying? Oh, 4 more years. 4 more years. Okay. Just my opinion, just my thesis. I could be wrong on it. I'm okay with that. And everybody else cannot agree with that. That's fine. Another update. That's enough for crypto. Okay, everything's looking fine over there. Still watching for Kanye's coins. I'm not gonna mention them here, brought them up before. Watch them. GBUX, the stock play. Again, it's a short squeeze. So, like I said, I think the last video I made an update on it was we had came down like 42%. Day after that, went back up 36%. The day after that, what happened? I think we were down 16, 18. Day after that, probably the same amount, around 540. Either way, you see the volatility. Okay, pay attention to that. Now pay attention to the volume. Okay, what I want to see is I want to see volume drying up. Okay, so each day, how do I explain it to you? I can't. You either know what the volume is or how to find it, or you don't. If you don't, you're gonna have to look it up. But if you do, you know what I'm talking about, or you kind of familiar with the trading apps, you go in there. It should be, I forget what it's called, but it shows you like the metrics of the whole stock. So it'll show you like the alpha, the gamma. It'll show you the market cap, all that business. Wherever you find all that at, whatever trading app that you're using, the volume should be somewhere around there. Okay, see the volume. Look at the daily volume between the days. If you see the volume drying up, okay, your price may go down. That's what happens. If volume dries up, your price is supposed to start dropping a little bit. But eventually, one point with a short squeeze, boom. Okay, so again, I'm in there still. I still think that you have people trapped in there because of the volatility. So, riding with it. You got your update, 6 minutes. So, you know how it is. I might be here tomorrow. I might not. If there's news, I'll be there. Deuces.